Alright, guys, so open on a little anecdote for today's episode. This is not going to be a grab bag, first and foremost. This is kind of a movie that has been talked about a lot that I also really, did or did not like. Maybe I did, maybe I loved it, maybe I hated it. But first I want to jump in with a little anecdote. And this might take a little long, but just bear with me. It's 2009. We have our eyes set on, or me specifically, an angsty little strapping, what was I in 2009? A strapping young 14-year-old who just goes into a movie for some dumb fun. And we have our eyes set on Ruben Fleischer's Zombieland. I love this movie. I adore this movie. It's so much fun. It's so entertaining. It's so stylish. It's so funny, but yet still so full of heart. Despite all the blood and gore and cussing and sexual innuendos and whatnot, this movie still has more heart than I've seen in movies really today. And naturally, I had my eyes set on the man helming the ship, Ruben Fleischer, or again, Fleischer. I don't know. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. I was curious in his next projects, which would go on to be 30 minutes or less. I immediately forgot about that movie. It wasn't offensive, but I just, Gangster Squad. A lot of people hated this movie. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a fun time. I don't think it was the next Goodfellas by any stretch of the imagination. But, yeah, it was a fun gangster movie. It was a fun, I think it was based on a comic book. Don't quote me on that, but it was a fun gangster movie. And then, for a while, it was kind of just, he didn't really have any projects. And you'd be surprised how, over the course of a decade, how little of films this man has made. Which, that's, if you make what you make. And sometimes you just make a bunch, and sometimes you don't make a bunch. I'm like, okay, this is great and all, but you just keep giving me appetizers, Ruben. Where's Zombieland 2?
Where's the fucking Twinkies?
He keeps making these just very disposable movies. And I'm like, where is the sequel to the movie that I adore so much? Asking myself, the world, Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, where? I'll stop name dropping actors. I don't know. But where is Zombieland 2? It's been about a decade, so finally I hear an announcement. There's a Zombieland 2 coming. I am ecstatic. I am so happy. I am over the zombie-infested moon. And it comes out. It exists. And I really did not like it. This movie was just full of gimmicks. It was trying to do meta humor, but the jokes just never landed. The movie was really cringe. Quite honestly, the movie was really cringy. Then Ruben Fleischer went on to direct Venom. At this point, I kind of lost stock in what his next movie would be because, I was hoping for the next great Zombieland, and he definitely did not deliver on that. And then he came out with Venom, which Venom's a weird movie. I don't know how I feel about Venom. I'm excited for Venom 2. I'm excited for Andy Serkis's directorial debut. But yeah, the original Venom, I don't know how I feel about it. I want to say I kind of enjoyed it, but I don't know. Where I'm going with all this is the spiritual successor to the first Zombieland came when I wasn't even expecting it. And it came from a director I wasn't even expecting it from. Because, quite honestly, I root for this guy because of some of the tragedy that he has endured. But as far as a filmmaker, he just doesn't do that much for me. And you probably have already guessed, I am talking about Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead. And I went into this movie expecting dumb fun, maybe some good quips, and just some good action, and it exceeded my expectations tenfold in every category. This movie is so much fun. This movie is a blast. And when it really tries to flesh out the characters, it gets really cringy. But this movie is probably the spiritual successor, in my opinion, to the original Zombieland. If you are even remotely a fan of the original Zombieland film, go see this movie right now. You don't even have to go to theaters. It's on Netflix, and it is so much fun. The only complaints with it are that it is a bit long, and then it kind of has this, without spoiling anything, sense of, well, senselessness to it. It establishes a lot of things, and then I don't know if it's for shock value or if they just want to do kind of an oh crap moment, and they realize they haven't established anything for an oh crap moment, so they need to quickly establish something for an oh crap moment so they can make the oh crap moment. They do things in here that are so jarring, and they come out of left field, and then you think it's an integral plot point, and then they retcon that idea, and it's even more of a bait and switch. And it's just they do a lot of things in the movie where they establish characters or plot devices or plot points, and then it's just suddenly retconned, and you're just like, why? Well, it was not that I'm the most invested in the storyline for Army of the Dead, but quite honestly, these characters are fun. They're cool. They're really damn entertaining characters, and this might be construed as spoilers, but I wish that Zack Snyder had done them a little more service than he did with some of the things that happened to them. I don't know if this was an approach at banter or what, but he tries to establish character by really rambling. Specifically, Dave Bautista's character. He's talking about opening a food truck and what kind of food, and he's just so fixated on that. It was just, I don't know if it was a joke or what, but it was just weird dialogue at some points. And some of the characters, this whole thing could have been avoided. So much of the plot of the movie could be avoided. And I'm not talking everyday average Joes kind of do something stupid. I'm talking about government agents do something stupid. And that's what sets this in motion. Very stupid things that the government agents do set the events of this movie in motion. And I really feel like there could have been a better way to establish why the events of the movie occur. Long and the short, though, is that you get exactly what you pay for this movie. There are some great deaths. There's some great action scenes. There are, and this is so needed right now, a varying type of zombies. There's a tiger zombie in this. There is a tiger zombie in this. Tiger zombie. Go see this movie. It's on Netflix. It's incredible. It's the Zombieland sequel we never had, and we don't talk about Double Tap. We do not talk about Zombieland Double Tap. Go see it. It's incredible. It's so much fun. It's kind of long. It's 2.5 hours. It's not 4 hours like the Snyder Cut, but it's 2.5 hours, manageable. And it might be a little on the long side, again, and especially with the fact that it does kind of do these bait and switches with the characters where it's like, well, why did you just develop that if you're just gonna, pun intended, shoot it back down? But all in all, I'd say I'd give it a solid 4 out of 5. But you know what? Never mind.